KOFA app. What's Up Yuma with Johnny Porter airs next, followed by Midday Music on KOFA. It's 10 o'clock.
You may have heard that prices for used vehicles are up. That car you've thought about donating to KAWC and Border Radio, it could be worth even more today than when you first started thinking about it. To learn how to get the process started, visit kawc.org/cars. Proceeds help us bring this service to you. Thanks.
What's up, Yuma? I'm Johnny Porter.
And I'm Victor Calderon.
On today's program, we are going to be joined first by Stevie Dub. Yes, the Stevie Dub from Helm & Sons. He comes around every time the fair comes to town. And if you follow us on Instagram, you know we have a giveaway at 11 o'clock at the Starbucks today, as well as Melissa Zaremba. She is the weather forecaster at KYMA News. I'm going to find out what it's like to deliver the bad news that it's always hot in Yuma. So stay with us for What's Up Yuma Radio, beginning right now on KOFA 94.7 FM.
And streaming online at borderradioaz.org and on the KOFA app. You can also view our show on the Border Radio Facebook page and the KAWC YouTube page. And don't forget, you can reach out to us by email at whatsupyumaradio@gmail.com.
What's Up Yuma is sponsored by High Tanks Brewing Company, serving up scratch-made food, craft beers, and experiences at 2 desert locations in Welton. More at hightanks.com.
Chili from Philly. Unique Papa Giorgio from Yuma.
Johnny Show! What's up, Yuma? What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up Yuma Radio. I'm Johnny Porter.
And I'm Victor Calderon.
And on today's program, yes, it's almost like when Santa Claus comes into town, in December, but Stevie usually comes twice a year, so it's like an extra treat. I think that's what it is. And I'm talking about when the Yuma County Fair happens, or the Fall Festival in October, which we're going to talk about. But yes, none other than Stevie Dub from Helm & Sons. He is with us today. Thank you so much for being with us today, Stevie.
Of course, my man. It's an honor and a privilege to be here every single time. So it's good to see you, my man. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, always a pleasure. Absolutely. And we have guests from all over. You've been to Yuma a few times. It's kind of become like, you don't really, you travel a lot. So it's like, even to say where your home is pretty hard.
Yeah.
But you do have a special place in your heart for Yuma, correct?
Absolutely. I mean, from all the years that we've been coming here, Yuma showed so much love, especially in the Fall Festival in October. I'm sure everybody saw the viral video of us outside of Cafecito with like 300 people there doing the wristband giveaways. Mm-hmm. So the community has just grown so much ever since then, and even before then, but even more so now, for sure.
Yeah. And so we're going to get to like how what all led up to that. Absolutely. But we like to get to know our guests on here, and I know you've been on before. You kind of told some of your story, but where are you from originally? Is it like the Midwest or something like that? I forget.
Yeah. So I'm from a very small town called Lancaster, Wisconsin. It's in the Midwest.
Have you ever heard of it, Victor?
I have not heard of that place.
I'm not surprised.
Is it near Milwaukee, maybe?
It's on Milwaukee is like on the complete opposite side of the state.
Yeah.
And this town is like 3,500 people where I grew up.
Okay.
Barely anybody there at all. Not very diverse, but I come from there, and I'm proud to be from there, and I always show love to where I'm from. And so I moved out to California in 2009 when I graduated high school. And I've been out here in Cali, I should say, ever since. I have a background. I'm an artist. I'm a DJ. I'm a host. I'm an MC. I do, obviously, marketing and advertisement. And I've been doing this since I was like 15 years old, my man. So I'm just grateful.
So 15 years old, you moved to Cali at some point. Where at in Cali at 15?
I moved to California when I was 18. When I graduated.
18, sorry.
When I graduated. I moved to San Bernardino, California.
San Bernardino, 18.
So I moved out there.
And you were already rapping at 15.
Yeah.
And doing that stuff. Okay.
So I was doing like some form of it, but I really got into it like my junior year of high school when I moved out here twice. I officially moved out here when I was 18, but I had spent my junior year out, and then I moved back to Wisconsin to graduate. Then I moved back out here.
Back to the West Coast.
100%. So when I came to California, I didn't have any friends. So I didn't know anybody. So one day I accidentally downloaded a whole pack of music that was supposed to be like the actual songs, but it was the instrumental versions.
Instrumentals, you got some beats.
So I was walking back and forth to the bus stop every day listening to these songs, and I just started mumbling words, and then it just took on a life of its own. And by the end of that school year, everybody got to know me as an artist. And then when I went back home to Wisconsin to graduate, my friend Ross Holman and we got some equipment, and we started putting on our own shows. And then once we did that for like a whole year, it just took on a life of its own. And we were like, yo, we got to go to California and like make something happen. So it's been a wild journey ever since then, my man.
So getting to California, where there's like a lot of people, right? And so that's one of the reasons people were, I started off in hip hop as a MC, and people were like, you got to move to Cali, you got to move to these places. And I'm like, there's a lot of people there. To me, there's a lot of competition. And I'm like, I'd rather stay here. But you went over there, you braved it. How'd it go once you got to Cali?
Honestly, I mean, it went really well, like right from the get-go. It's obviously been like a grind and a struggle. That's going to be for any up-and-coming artist. And yes, it is a saturated market. However, there's only one Stevie Dub.
There's only one Stevie Dub.
There's only one Johnny Porter.
There's only one Johnny,
you know what I'm
Johnny
saying?
Porter.
Yeah.
So like we always knew that as like standout individuals, myself and my friend Ross. And then just from there, it was about connections. It was about networking, similar to what we are doing here with the fair. And again, just took on a life of its own. The performances spoke for themselves. And from there, for a while, I had a good management team that was helping me get shows and whatnot. And I've done shows with like a gang of artists. Waka Flocka, YG, Juicy J, Jamie Foxx.
Oh, Juicy J, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I caught that one last time. I love Juicy J. I've been listening to, it used to be 666 Mafia when they first came out of
3-6
Memphis.
Mafia.
Now the 3-6 Mafia, they didn't want to be so evil or whatever.
I got you.
They try to be 36. But they started out 666 Mafia. And, but yeah, Juicy J, wow. Okay.
Yeah, and so... I mean, again, like it's Bone Thugs and Harmony. I've done so much, and I mean this not in a braggadocious way. I mean this humbly, that I forget. I have to go scroll on my own pages to remember certain things, or people will send me videos and be like, yo, do you remember this show? Do you remember this? And I'm like, damn, I forgot about that. So for me, I feel like now that I've been in California for so long and I've met so many artists, myself and the team, we also do like Jamie Foxx's like Halloween party where we host it and perform and MC and do all that.
And it's, you got a relationship with them.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. I think you actually recorded in his studio, correct? Or
yeah, so we had a chance to play our music for him in his studio at his house, which was incredible. And it wasn't one of those things where it was like...
That's goals right there. Have a studio in your house,
It was the same exact studio where he recorded like Gold Digger and all the classic records that we know. It's right in the backyard of his house. Same place where he has the parties. So like myself, DJ Mister and Chloe that are right over there in the corner, he's just taken a liking into all of us and the team. As well as obviously Davey Helm, who's the owner of Helm & Sons, and he is the one that obviously brings all the rides and stuff to Jamie's house and his Halloween parties. And they're looking to turn that into a festival, so that's something,
so it started at the Halloween parties and then growth into a whole festival. That's the plans, that's the vision.
100%. So I mean, Jamie's super cool. We had a chance to perform with him in Napa Valley last year. He flew up to one of our fairs, and unbeknownst to us, wasn't planned, nothing, on the game show stage, the same one that's here at the Yuma County Fair, the same one that was at the Fall Festival. Jamie, after I got done performing with the Yin Yang Twins, we walked over to the stage, he got on stage. We didn't ask him to perform or do anything like that. He just got up there, he got the mic. We played, we were doing like Guess That Song. We played Gold Digger, and then he gets in the front and he was like, if I'm going to be on this stage, I can't just have y'all playing the song. I got to perform it. Y'all want to see me perform it? And he did it. And then on top of that, I think that for me, two things. The most humbling thing was being able to let him know how grateful I was for him allowing me the space to be able to play my music at his house. And then him on stage, off the mic, looking at myself and my producer, Contact Beats, shout out to Contact, saying, yo, you guys should do your music. Are you gonna do a song? Do a song.
Do a song.
I was like, cool. So like, Jamie's a good man. Is a blessing. We're blessed for sure to have that opportunity.
Yeah, and so you get these opportunities, and so you're doing shows. You're making a name for yourself as Stevie Dub. So you're a DJ. So how does it transition to working with Helm & Sons? Like, how did that happen?
So before COVID, I ended up. I was working like a different job, like in LA. I was doing like my own thing, and then again, when all the gigs ended, that was it.
Oh, yeah,
and so,
yeah.
I was looking for work after COVID. One of my friends introduced me to the owner of Helm & Sons, Davey, and he was like, yo, I have all these dates. And I was like, cool. So then we just started doing that. From there, I was looking at like their social medias, and I saw that they needed
So you
help.
just started like in what capacity? That just DJing?
Yeah, I only started DJing like on top of a fun house. You see some of the fun houses that are there, like Mardi Gras, Dreamland. I started on DJing just on Dreamland, and from there,
so Dreamland, there you are. You got your ones and twos, and you're just playing some music
100%, and doing giveaways.
Giveaways, okay.
Yeah. And so then I noticed that they just didn't have they didn't really have like a social footprint. So
yeah, they weren't on point with the 100%. Social.
So I offered that, and then it just took on a life of its own. And then one of my buddies, Contact, came work with me. And then DJ Mister, he was working in a different department. He came over to our department. Chloe joined us a little bit afterwards. And so, what I will say is that I know a lot of people see me on the forefront, like as like the face or whatever, but none of this would be possible without Contact and
absolutely.
Chloe and DJ Mister, 1,000%.
Absolutely. Same thing as here, like at the studio, and I want to give a shout out to everyone. We got Anthony, Cecilia over here, Talon, Dave, and we got Glasshouse over here filming some video here. Glasshouse, Edgar. There's a whole team here, and that's what it takes to make somebody shine, right? Somebody has to be the face, but then there's a whole team behind it, and they get as much credit as well. They deserve it.
Yeah. They should, at least. Some people might not do that. I'm not a gatekeeper. So again, if you see all the videos that we're doing, like DJ Mister or Contact or Chloe, they're the ones that are editing the videos. Like I get a chance to be on the camera, and that's just kind of what it's fallen more so into, because we're just busy. And the tasks have to get delegated after a certain point.
Has to happen. So you're DJing, then you see there's an opportunity with the social media. You start to take a hold of that, and you get creative. You're already a presence. You already know how to be on a mic because of your performances. So then I think you were telling me last night, when did the thing happen at the fair? There was like a conference thing about Western fairs. Or tell me a little bit about that.
So I think it was like 2 years ago. I don't remember if it was 2 or 3 years ago, but we had started doing everything on social media.
You got a hold of it. Now 100%. You're starting to do like the way you do.
So I'm doing my thing. And again, big shout out to Davey and Colleen Helm, the owners. They have given me the opportunity, me and the team, the opportunity to just kind of go stir crazy with the social media and just do something different. Because when you see certain fairs, they're just not doing what we do. And so we were at a conference called Western Fairs Association, which is like a gathering of like all like the fair owners and anybody that's like in the industry. It was in Reno, Nevada. We're sitting in this huge, gigantic conference room, and somebody's up there, like the keynote speaker is just talking about like how to make fairs different and fun and change it up. And they were talking about social media. And this is before like anybody was really giving us any recognition. Even some people on the team, they didn't really quite understand.
They didn't understand, and that is there's a learning curve with people they're older or maybe not really hip to it. They don't understand the power and the potency of social media and influencers and stuff.
100%. And even to that, I have to give a huge shout out to all the workers and everybody that works at Helm & Sons that sets up the rides, because without the guys doing what they do, and the women for that matter, we wouldn't be able to go out and film all the beautiful lights and all the beautiful rides and all the beautiful food wagons. So we're sitting there at this conference. The lady's talking about social media. And then the next thing you know, she shows a whole bunch of slides of all of our social media work, letting everybody know and presenting them, like, and letting them know, like, this is what you should be doing.
This is so hold on. So you're doing this thing, you take the opportunity, you start to do what Stevie Dub does with the crew, and you're not expecting this. Nobody said we're about to put your stuff on the big screen, and they're just kind of giving like a tutorial or like, hey, everybody, you need to do this. And then when you look up and see this, this is you and what your team is putting together.
So the funny part is that there was like 15 to 20 of us there. Nobody expected it. And I think at that moment, collectively as a team, everybody was like, oh, I get it. Like, I get it. Like, look at what? Like, did we really just get recognition for like Instagram, for pictures and videos? Because again, like you said, some of them just they didn't understand it. And so now that Helm & Sons has, amassed a bigger following, we go places now because of the social media, Walmart, Sprouts, whatever, the gym, people recognize us. They recognize me. They recognize DJ Mister. They recognize Chloe as the people that are on the camera or whatever the case is. Even when we were in Imperial for the California Midwinter Fair, we couldn't go anywhere like without somebody coming up and asking us for a photo or whatever. So again, the social reach just goes a very long way. We're grateful for the platform that we have, and obviously everybody loves getting, wristbands.
People love free.
Good price.
And so I want to get to the part where you're coming to Yuma, and I saw you. I was back when I was at 100.9 The River, and I'm looking. I'm like, this dude's giving away wristbands at the mall, and it wasn't too many people there. And I'm like, this should be a crowd of people. I just hit you up real quick, and I say, hey, dude, want to come on the radio? And you're like, absolutely. Yeah. You came. You brought your team. We did our stuff, and then we started to kind of team up. And this was a few years ago that when we initially did it. And that was the beginning of this relationship. And then things really started to take a different turn, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. So, yeah, you hit me up. We went there. We hit it off right away. I just, real recognize real, as they say. So I got that. And then we started doing some of the giveaways. The first ones that we did were they were all right. Like, we did quick little pop-ups. Yeah. And then, again, like we said, the one that really made it pop was last October.
That was the one last October that really took it to the next level, where it's like we were able to talk about it already. Like, hey, you're coming town again, right? We're going to do this. And we were here at AWC. We did a live video. We're giving away stuff. People are like, hey, come over. People did blah, blah, blah. And then we just go, in 15 minutes, we're going to be at Cafecito. You're like, hey, where should I go? And I'm like, go to Cafecito. You're like, we're going to be over there in 15 minutes. And 15 minutes later, 300 people show up.
And what's funny is I didn't expect that. Like, before we went to Cafecito, I went to North End Coffee, which is right up the street. And I was sitting there, and I had
you like your matcha.
I love my matcha. I got some coffee this morning. They were out of matcha, but shout out to North End Coffee. I was sitting there, and in real time, people were messaging me, being like, yo, there's 20 people here. 5 seconds would go by. There's like 15 more people just showed up. 5 minutes went by. 70 people are here. Another, 2 minutes goes by, and somebody's like, yo, there's over 100 people here. The line is consistently growing and growing and growing. So then once we turned that corner, and I saw all the people, and you could see obviously in the viral video that there was just so many people there. And I was like, wow, this is incredible. And so we ended up giving wristbands to almost every single person that was there. And we ran out of wristbands. Somebody had to go back and go get more wristbands for us to be able to hook everybody up. So shout out to Yuma, man, for coming out in the masses the way that they have.
And it wasn't just like a turning point for Yuma. This was a turning point for the whole social media team, Hellman Sons, and this kind of set a precedence, right?
100%. So that was one of those things where once we did that, we knew when we came back to the fair season, we were going to replicate that, and we were going to do something similar. So again, like I had mentioned earlier, we did a version of this in Imperial, where we went to the 4 main cities over there in Imperial Valley. Every single one, there was over 200 people that showed up. And so, it's just interesting to do it like that, and then know that we are still coming to Yuma with all the traction that we still had from October. So again, once we get out of here, in 45 minutes, I think that we're going to walk out to
there's probably there's going to be a number of people out there. And with that, we're going to take a quick break. And on the other side, we're going to talk about some of the stuff they can expect this week, because I know you're going to be going place to place. So we're going to do that right after this. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
If you're having a hard time deciding on the perfect way to show your love to your favorite station, just listen to your heart. Whether it's calling for you to give a one-time cash gift or to donate that extra vehicle you no longer need, either way, it's easy and will help Border Radio bring you more hours of your favorite programs. Learn more about the ways to give at borderradioaz.org.
You are tuned to 94.7 FM KOFA Border Radio. It's going to be a hot day in Yuma with an afternoon high of 101 degrees. Winds are out of the south at 5 miles per hour. Mostly clear skies expected tonight with a low around 61 degrees. The Gadsden Elementary School District in San Luis is holding a special governing board meeting this Thursday at 6 p.m. The meeting will be held at the Gadsden District Administrative Office located at 1350 East Cesar Chavez Boulevard in San Luis. The meeting will involve a public hearing to consider changing the names of Cesar Chavez Elementary School and the Cesar Chavez Activity Center at San Luis Middle School. More on this at KWC.org.
K-pop fans, do you need some extra good luck right now? Well, join me on K-pop for Border for the Feeling Lucky show with BTS, EXO, ILIT, and more. K-Pop for Border airs on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. on KOFA Radio. Stream the show on KAWC's app or website, or follow K-Pop for Border Facebook or Instagram.
KOFA Border Radio doesn't sound like any other radio station in Yuma. We are a non-commercial source for music from around the world, across the decades and local artists. Our hosts are volunteers. If you would like to get involved, send an email to music@borderradioaz.org.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up, Yuma Radio. We are here with Stevie Dub from Hellman Sons. And yes, we're talking about how he went from a rapper, DJ to, and nobody likes the word influencer, really, if like you're in that side of the, but yeah, we're lack of a better term, influencer.
What I always tell everybody is that I'm an entertainer. Like
entertainer,
overall,
yeah.
Because even us influencers fall into like the entertainer realm.
Yeah.
So that's what I call myself at this point. I definitely used to identify only as a rapper, only as a DJ, only as this, only as that. I was like, you know what?
You're just the full package. You're an entertainer, artist, and once we started to build a little bit more, even this last fall festival, we were on stage, and I was like, I played the role of Jamie Foxx. It was pretty, I was like, hey, put on some beats, man. Get on there and rap. Be like, I don't know, it's like, no, Stevie Dub. Like, Yuma needs to know Stevie Dub. You got good music, and you went out there and you did your thing.
Yeah, so I appreciate you for that, man. Johnny's always been like, you've always been like a great supporter of just pushing individuals to be who they truly are. So I appreciate that. And it was good, man. People were loving it. They were singing the songs.
Because your songs are available like on iTunes and stuff. They're out there.
Yeah, 100%. Spotify, Apple Music. I have music videos, all the above. I've done so many performances in my life. I forget.
Yeah.
I've performed at some of the most monumental venues, like in LA and SoCal, and just in general. So, yeah, man. Well, they might get a taste of that at the county fair.
Yeah. And so it was, you start to, at that point, marry Stevie Dub more towards like everything that's going on. People got to get to know you.
Absolutely.
You started the Stevie Dub Hub, things like that to get, like people get that little bit of more of insight, a quick, hey, we might be here, do this, bop, bop. You got the different, and even when you're on stage, you're giving away like money and stuff too, right?
Yeah, so we've given away money. We've given away, of course, wristbands and all that. Again, Davey and Colleen Helm are very generous individuals, and they give us the reins to. It's coming from them. I'm not going to act like I'm the one who's giving these things away. I'm doing it on behalf of the company. So we're doing this new thing now. We have a karaoke stage that's being hosted by Jovan Live, and he's another guy that's on our team. And we're giving away money to like the golden ticket winner every day. Golden ticket winner is like the person who has like, let's say like the best vocals or whatever. That person gets a golden ticket, and then they have to come back on the very last day, and then there's a competition.
I like
voting
that
system to where so-and-so can choose who's the winner, and then whoever wins gets a cash prize. So yeah, we're doing all of that, but we're giving away more stuff at all the giveaways as well too, more than just like wristbands as well.
Yeah, the tickets or whatever they're giving out, they look different. They have a little bit more goodies attached to them.
Yeah, so we have some free like food vouchers, some game vouchers. We have admission passes, and we have like $15 off on some food items, as well as the unlimited ride wristbands.
Yeah. So and Victor, you had some questions actually about
so you're known as, being the face of the fair.
Yep.
What is your favorite fair activity?
My favorite fair activity, I would say that it's, this is going to sound like so generic, but for me, it's just doing my job. Like doing the game shows, doing the social media, the interactions that we have with people. I'll say this. Getting on rides with fairgoers is my favorite.
Okay.
So do you have a favorite ride?
I do. It's called the Pharaoh's Ferry. It's a boat that swings back and forth.
Okay.
Secondly would be probably the Blackout.
Yeah, I've seen that Pharaoh's one. And then, so you mentioned food. What's your favorite fair food that we can get here at the Yuma County Fair?
I'm going to say corn dogs or funnel cakes.
Funnel cakes. You can't go wrong with the funnel cakes.
What's your favorite, Victor?
Funnel cakes, I'd have to say.
Funnel cakes?
Funnel cakes with the like powdered sugar on them and like the strawberries are like bomb,
Yeah, my dude Conrad is always over there, set up in the kids area with the Indian fry bread.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's always cool to be able to go over there and get some of that. That's always a good treat.
I got a question for you.
Yeah,
guys.
what's up?
What is the best place that I should? What are give me 2 spots, one from you that I should go eat in Yuma.
Eat in Yuma, Mariscos Mar Azul.
Okay.
They have like the Mexican seafood.
Okay.
They're really bomb. It's one of my favorites.
That's a good one. And then more Mexican seafood, Bodega 23, I would say. Yeah, those are two really good
I have to write
places.
those ones down.
Yeah,
I get up
like right here, being close to the border and stuff, the best seafood I ever had was when I finally crossed the border and went over to Mexico.
Okay.
And it was just like, it makes my mouth water right now with the lemon, the agua chili, you know what I mean? It's like, that's good stuff.
We're going to go have lunch after the giveaways.
Yeah, that's what we need to do. We need to go do that. But things really started to take off. You're doing good. We're back here. It's Yuma. It's time to do this. And you're going to just be out there having fun doing stuff like you do, right?
Absolutely. So we're going to do more giveaways, just so everybody knows. We're doing another giveaway later on today at an undisclosed location.
We're going to announce that in about 4 minutes.
Cool. And then we're going to be doing another giveaway tomorrow. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We're going to be doing giveaways. And then we have a private walkthrough that we're going to be doing on Monday, the day before we open. But in general, if anybody sees myself, DJ Mister or Chloe walking around the Midway, please say what's up. Like, let's get on a ride. Let's take some content together. Everything that we did in October, let's do it even bigger and better this time.
Yeah, and just to think, in October, it was just the fall festival. It was only a few days. It wasn't even that long.
Yeah.
But it made such an impact.
For sure. It was only 4 days. I think it was Thursday through Sunday. But there's a lot that could happen in those 4 days. And I think that was open from like 12 to like 10. And those are long days. And on top of doing that, I was going to like North End Coffee and other coffee shops in the morning before we opened to buy matcha like on me, because I'm a big matcha guy myself and my lady. And so we're going to actually do that tomorrow. The team and I are going to announce that as well. We're going to go and buy some people some coffee and matcha in the morning. But yeah, we're going to be all over Yuma. So again, if you see us out, say what's up. We'd love to take a picture or talk, whatever the case may be.
So the exclusive walkthrough on Monday, and we were there last night shooting some content, and we were with the lot where it's set up, and you were like, none of this was up this morning.
Yeah.
Like, we're there, and it's like the crew just came in and just handled and started putting stuff together quick. It's like crazy how they're able to do that.
The team are miracle workers, man. I think that some people don't understand how it works. It's like some of the fairgrounds, they only have to worry about one fair once a year, unless they do 2 things like the fall festival and then the county fair. We, as the carnival, we have to go from one city and do everything that we do in that city, in the next city, in the next city, in the next city. So after Yuma, we still have like 25 spots to do. So everything that we're doing here, we have to pack it up, tear it down, drive to the next city, and do it all over again. So again, shout out to the team, man. They're miracle workers. They're hard-working individuals.
And so those miracle workers are going to have everything up by Monday, and you're going to do this walkthrough. How does that work? And how, if people want to be a part of it, how do they do that?
So we always give everybody online an opportunity to participate. We just they have to follow the pages, like, comment. The more they interact, the higher their chances are to be a part of that. We have a random generator that picks the winners. And then they get to come to the fair for, say 2 hours. Like, when nobody's there, they get to get on a couple rides, get some food. Now they're going to be able to play the game show and do the karaoke stage. So,
on that Monday?
Yeah, on that Monday.
Oh, okay.
So I think we're going to do it at 5 p.m. Wait for the official announcement and all the details, so don't quote me on this. But it's going to be probably around 5 when it's cooler out, around that time. So we're going to have probably at least 50 to 100 people. We'll choose 50, and they can each bring a +1.
They can bring some people.
Yeah.
And then, how cool is that you're on the rides before anybody else. You're out there in an exclusive tour, and you get to go out there. Things are prime and ready. You get to be a part of that. And it's about, again, following the page and looking for those details.
Absolutely. So follow Hellman Sons Amusements on all platforms. Follow myself, Stevie Dub, DJ Mister, and Chloe's POV. What's Up Yuma, Johnny Porter. We're going to be posting all the information on this. But we just want to do something different. We want to be different. We are different. So we want to give everybody an opportunity to see what we have going on prior to us opening. So everybody that came last year, we did it at the Yuma County Fair. And we did it at the Fall Festival. They love it. They're always asking for it. We did it in Imperial. We're going to do it in the next city that we're in, and the next city, and the next city, and the next city.
Yeah, and I was watching the Imperial. It's a midwinter fair. That's what it's called, correct? Yeah. And people were coming out, and it's kind of unique over there. It's like our sister city, but you got Brawley, you got Calexico, you got these different, and they were just coming after you.
Huh? We did 4 different giveaways in 4 different cities. Over 200 people showed up to every single one, and I have a lot of love. I honestly was shocked, and I don't want to challenge Yuma, but what I will say, Yuma, is that it started in the Fall Festival in October.
That's the start right here.
However, Imperial just did something magical over there for us.
I witnessed it.
So I'm expecting greatness out of Yuma. 100%, which I already know they're going to bring it because they already did it.
Yuma steps up.
Yeah, they step up, and they were Yuma is the originators of this. So I'll look at the camera when I say this. You guys are the originators of all this, so we're expecting some great turnouts over the next couple of days.
Absolutely. So tell everybody again where to follow and find out, and then after we're doing that, we're going to tell everybody where that next giveaway is going to be at, because we got one coming up in 30 minutes over here at the Starbucks at AWC.
We sure do.
But then you're going to do another one tonight. But give us all the socials and then announce where we're going to be at tonight.
Okay, cool. So we're going to do I want everybody to follow Hellman Sons Amusements, myself, Stevie Dub, for a chance for you guys to get exclusives. Pre-sale is live right now for the Yuma County Fair as well, too, on wristbands, food, and games. So we have all of that information that's going to be on there. And tonight, we're going to be at a park at 6 o'clock. It's called what? West?
So it's East Wetlands or Gateway Park?
Okay, so we're going to be at Gateway Park. We're going to go there. I'm going to shoot a video there. I'm letting everybody know right now exclusively if it's Gateway Park. We're going to be there tonight. I'm going to shoot a video there before we get there at 6. So this is the exclusive drop. If you're watching this, then you know where we're going to be at later. We're doing 2 giveaways today, so don't miss.
Gateway Park, the Ocean Bridge. People would know it. Like it has different names. And I did that once. I just got to say, so I did a video but I told people about it, and I shot the video like 4 hours earlier, and there was already people out. It was back when I was doing my giveaway for a treasure hunt, and I'm like, dude, you got to go. I still have to hide this thing. Like, I'm not even ready. And it's like people were waiting. So we're gonna see how many people are waiting over at the Starbucks here in about 30 minutes for that first giveaway. Thank you so much for being with us. I really appreciate it, and it's gonna be a great 2 weeks, man.
Absolutely, man. Thank you again, Johnny, and everybody else, the whole team, for having me. Thank you as well, and shout out to Yuma. I'm excited to be back in the city, and let's have some fun this week and all next week at the Yuma County Fair.
Let's do it. And who do we got coming up next?
Melissa Zaremba. She's the weather forecaster for KYMA.
Yep, she's coming up next. She'll be in the hot seat. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here at 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
What's Up Yuma is sponsored by High Tanks Brewing Company, crafted in Welton, inspired by the desert, offering scratch-made food, handcrafted beers, live music, and experiences like farm tours and glamping. Location information, the schedule of events, and details on the range of options to be enjoyed are at hightanks.com.
For KAWC News in Yuma, I'm Victor Calderon. Goodwill will open a new store in San Luis, Arizona on Thursday. The location is on Main Street. It will be the second Goodwill in San Luis. A ribbon cutting is set for 7:45 a.m. that morning. The first 150 people in line will receive a $5 gift card. During opening weekend, shoppers who donate a bag of items can get a $5 coupon. That applies to purchases of $10 or more. The Goodwill store will be open daily from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Goodwill officials say the new location in San Luis will offer clothing, furniture, and other secondhand items. They say revenue from sales supports job training, education, and career services. For KAWC News, I'm Victor Calderon.
Welcome to KAWC's The Hotspot.
I'm Chloe Michael.
And I'm Maya Manry. This week, we hear from artists and promoters alike who share the impact music has on Yuma.
That's what I really like. I like people having a good time, bringing joy. Music is such a powerful instrument to transmit joy.
This show is available as a podcast or online at kawc.org under the Shows tab.
Bringing the heat to Yuma and La Paz, it's The Hotspot.
KAWC and Border Radio are sponsors of the Village Jazz Series, with concerts every Thursday evening from 6 to 8 at Yuma Palms Regional Center. This week, the Yuma Big Band returns with its full brass section and big swinging sound. Guests should bring their own seating. Details under Village Jazz at yumajazz.com.
From KAWC, this is Siendo Primero. I'm Sajei Bárcenas.
And I'm Melanie Ruiz Lopez. In this episode, we'll be talking about AI, artificial intelligence.
I use AI all the time to help me with difficult questions, coming up with study prompt.
There's a lot of questions that I had, and I was able to use AI for it.
I do let students in that class use it to translate.
A new energy with the same mission.
To give students a voice.
I use KAWC almost on a daily basis in my car. It's the background for chores around my house. And I go to the website and look for stories that are of interest, and I listen to podcasts. I look to the news on NPR because I'm looking for something beyond the headline or a soundbite or a gotcha moment. I really want news that shows me sort of the multiple dimensions of a story, that seeks information from multiple sources and doesn't tell me how to think. It just presents the issues, and I really appreciate that. Being a sustaining member of a service like KAWC takes the mystery out of it for me. So I know that I am supporting every month. I also know that I don't have to remember to sit down and write a check at the end of the year or a budget for a check at the end of the year, right? It's kind of coming out of my account every month, and that makes me feel a little bit like I'm part of the team. I'm Lori Stoft from Arizona Western College, and I'm a proud supporter of KAWC Yuma.
Run by music lovers like yourselves, KOFA Border Radio has what you need. A non-commercial home filled with music heard from all over the world. Tune in at 94.7 FM, 1320 AM on the KOFA app or at borderradioaz.org.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up, Yuma Radio. We are here now joined by Chief Weather Forecaster Melissa. Is it Zaremba?
Zaremba.
Okay, yeah. I wanted to say it fancy, all right? That's I wanted, but do it like that. But no, you've been here in Yuma for quite some time now, right?
Yeah, 4 years I've been with KYMA, so it's been a long journey, but a great journey. So I love it.
Yes, and so on this show, I like to let our guests know that we're going to get to know them. That's what we do here. So where are you from originally?
Glendale, Arizona. So I'm used to this weather and living in Arizona, so I love Arizona.
So where exactly is Glendale, Arizona? So I get confused on all the areas over there near Phoenix.
Oh, I know. It's, Phoenix area. It's by Phoenix, but Glendale is right by the Cardinal Stadium, which I'm sure you know. Yeah, so I'm like about...
It's on that side.
Yeah,
okay, gotcha.
Okay. And right by Westgate, so I always went there a lot. It's a good time over there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
and it's growing a lot, too.
That's why it's growing. The cities are taking off all around there. Maricopa now. Right. Maricopa's getting so big.
Yeah, when I was a little girl, there was nothing but farmland and I watched everything grow. So now we have all these hotels, we have the Cardinal Stadium. We used to have hockey, which I loved hockey, and now that's gone.
Yeah, the Coyotes at the what is it? It's changed names, but I think it's now the Desert Diamond Arena, maybe.
Yeah. So
the arena
now
over
there's
there.
just a lot of concerts over there, but yeah, that's where I'm from and I love it. So
born and raised over there? Or okay.
Yep.
All right.
Then moved here. That's kind of why I moved here, so I could still be close to home. And then this has became my home. So, yeah, I've been here for 4 years, like I said.
Yeah. And you still have your family over there? Okay.
Yep.
So family over there. So what was little Melissa like? Did you were always looking up in the skies and oh, there's a cloud? Or, what was it that you originally wanted to be? Or is this it? It's I see that.
You were just saying why is it so hot all the time? I want to learn why it's so hot in Arizona.
That's a good question.
And it's only getting hotter in March.
Yeah.
I know. We'll talk about that heat wave we had last week. But little Melissa, I would say, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I always tell this story in interviews because, it's my story and how I got started. So I was in kindergarten and I had no idea what I wanted to do or be when I grow up. So we had an assignment in kindergarten, and we had a bunch of like careers on the board, and you just picked which one. I was like one of the last ones to go up there and pick something, and I just grabbed what was left. I did get a mail carrier. Okay. Now, no offense to mail carriers, but that was just not for me, of course. I was just like, this isn't really what I see myself doing. So I kind of went home disappointed, and I was talking to my mom, and I was like, Mom, I feel like everyone knows what they want to be, and I'm in kindergarten. And I don't, because like all those kids, they just rushed up there and grabbed like from the board.
They had like some, some confidence in it. They're like, okay, that's mine. I'm going to go get it. And little Melissa's like yo no say, I don't know.
Yeah, I was just sitting there just waiting, and then I finally went up, and there was like, I think maybe 2 options. I really can't remember, but I just grabbed one and I took it home, and I'm like, okay. So then I was just talking to my mom, and I had no idea what I wanted to do, and I was kind of sad about it. And my mom was like, what do you like doing? And I like writing. I physically like writing, having a pen and paper in my hand and just writing. And she's like, you could be a journalist. And I'm like, what is that? And she's like, writing the papers. And I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. And we were actually watching the news at the time. And she's like, or you could do this and be on TV. And then it clicked, and I was like, I want to do that. And ever since, I stuck with it. I will say I went to school at Walter Cronkite School of Journalism.
Yeah, ASU.
I saw
yes,
that.
ASU. So I went there and graduated and did everything with reporting. It was a little tough and challenging, but towards the end of my college, I realized I want to do weather, and I'm going to look into it. Like, I always had a passion for weather, because when I watched the news growing up before school, I always watched the weather because I like to know what to wear.
Okay.
Typical girl. Typical girl wanting to know what to wear. Like, oh, should I wear shorts if it's hot or it's cold? Maybe I should wear jeans. So I was that girl. So I would just watch the news for the weather and then turn it off.
I think I like that. I appreciate that, because typically, like, well, at least some of the girls that I've dated throughout the years, I'll put a jacket on, she'll wear a nice dress, and then it gets cold, and she's like looking at me like,
you gotta give her your jacket.
It's like, wait a minute.
That's why they're exes now, Johnny. I didn't give them your jacket.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be chilly out here. I brought a jacket, and they're like, please. I was like, all right. I'm a gentleman. I do it anyway. But so
I will say shout out to my boyfriend Kurt, because I never bring a jacket, but he always brings it for me, so I don't have to ruin my outfit, and I'll just wear his. So he does that.
And that's the thing. You get smart enough to know that that's going to happen at some point in the evening. If it gets chilly at night, especially if you're out, enjoying yourselves, you're going out to eat, you're sitting outside, and you're like, here's a jacket. But so anyway, let's go back to this. So you saw TV, you're like, I want to do this, journalism. Now, did you like to report at all? You said it was difficult were you there, or like challenging, but what was challenging about it?
I guess for me, I'm not really tech savvy.
Oh, okay.
So it took me a while to figure out how to do the camera and all that stuff. And back when I was in high school, we just got Facebook. That's probably going to show my age, but that's okay. I love Facebook. But yeah, so I was learning all these techie things, like how to do a camera, how to use my phone. When I was in high school, I think I just got the new tap phone. It was called a tap. So, learning all those things, it was kind of out of my comfort zone. But I will say I don't regret going to school for it, because I now know how to put a package together. I know how to edit, shoot, all my own things. And now I'm a little bit more comfortable. So I will say, doing all the work in college, I was like, wow, this is not what I expected. But it gave me more skills that I never had. And I started at KYMA doing, reporting and the weather in the morning. So I did have to do it.
So then what did you like best about it? Then what did you said you had the techie stuff was difficult. What came easy for you, if anything?
Talking to people, going to events, and, telling people's story. I loved meeting people. That's one thing I do kind of miss a little bit about not reporting as much, is because I kind of miss that interaction. I mean, I do a lot of live shots and interact.
Live shots for the Yuma County Fair, or the rodeo or things like that. You'll go out and do the weather and talk to people. So I guess
that kind of balances out.
So that made it I could do this.
Yeah.
And you kind of mentioned, I've been doing media PR stuff for over 20 years here in Yuma, and got to know a lot of the people at KYMA, KSWT, Fox 9, these things. Now it's all under one roof and everything. But I would see they would go out, and it's like, hey, I got a client that has this thing going on. And it's like, okay, we'll send somebody. And it's really just somebody. It's just one person. And I remember Stephanie Hamill, she's still a friend of mine. You can find her. She's like on Fox News now and stuff. But she would lug a whole huge tripod. And back then, cameras were big. You couldn't use your iPhone.
Yeah.
And so she has a big camera, a huge tripod, right? She's doing all this stuff. She's sweating, the poor girl. And we're setting up just to get this little 5-minute thing and the 115-degree heat.
Right. To be fair, I don't know if the equipment's gotten lighter, but I know, some of the MMJs do their phones.
I'm like, where was this? Like, we're starting to get cool, like, tripods, and you can use your phones.
Yeah.
And we have, like, they have gotten some really cool stuff. And I'm like, where was this? Because I remember those were my tough days when it was hot. You carrying everything by yourself. I'm like, oh.
You carry it by yourself, and it's not just that, because you carry it back, then you go back to the studio, right? And you have to edit it, put it together, do all that stuff.
And you have
deadlines.
Yeah.
You're doing all of that
by yourself.
By yourself.
Yeah. And sometimes if you're going to like uncomfortable stories, you're like, I wish I had somebody. Because I worked the morning, so no one was really there. So I was kind of always solo. So I came in the morning, did the weather, and then went out and did a story, came back, edited, and then it would air in the morning. So then I would start all over again.
Start all over again. It's another day of doing it. We got to do it.
But it was still fun, and I appreciate all the skills that I've built from it, but I'm really happy where I am today.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to kind of get at. It's like you had to build those skills and like learn them when you're at the university and like figuring that out, because they are very, very applicable when you get into the real world and you find out you're the one that's going out.
That's going to do it, Because, I mean, when you're in school, you're just doing it for your grade, to get, the credits, and you get some assistance because your teachers are teaching you. But it did set me up for success, because coming here, I felt very ready, because I kind of knew what to do and knew how to use the camera. Like, the cameras are kind of pretty similar.
Yeah. And there's been like a pipeline, I know, from ASU. Some reporters have come from the Cronkite School to Yuma as a first market, and then they go on to other places. But so you had that connection.
Yeah, so we're going to take a break, and we're going to find out if you were part of that pipeline, how you ended up here in Yuma, because you said you wanted to stay close to home, but I want to get down to the details of it. We're going to do that right after a break. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
Today's day sponsor is Bill Moody, wishing happy birthday to his wife, Stephanie. Bill says, "Stephanie, you are my best friend and my rock. Whether on a great adventure or on a trip to the home improvement store, I cherish every moment we are together. No matter what life may throw our way, I know I will get through it with you hand in hand. Happy birthday."
Hot weather conditions may become dangerous if you're involved in any strenuous outdoor activities today in Quartzsite, Parker, and Yuma. Afternoon highs hitting triple digits of 101 degrees. Winds are southwesterly at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Could gust up to 20 miles per hour in Quartzsite. We expect clear skies tonight with a low around 61.
I'm Public Radio Runner. Join me for Bonus Smiles, the show sharing the stories and playlists that fuel runners. Why? Because the rando cheering you on at a Mile 77 aid station is the same kind of person who supports local public radio. Join us every Saturday at 5 a.m. on KOFA at 94.7 FM for stories that soothe and jams that power long runs.
If Border Radio were a commercial station, we'd probably play something other than the music you hear now, and, of course, play commercials. But you probably listen to Border Radio because we're not that. We're non-commercial community radio. But the only way we can do this is when you choose to support it. Visit borderradioaz.org/donate to give today.
Tuned in to Border Radio KOFA. We are your local public radio station that celebrates the power of music to bring people together. You can see our playlists, listen to our live stream, and listen to past programs on demand on the KOFA app. Find it at your favorite app store.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up, Yuma Radio. We are here with Melissa from KYMA. She is the chief weather forecaster over there. And so we got to the point of her story. She's over there at the Cronkite. That's how you say it? Cronkite?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cronkite.
Okay. Yeah. I know the guy. I know who he is, but it's just to pronounce the name. So you're over there, and then you say you want to stay close to home. Like, how do you end up in Yuma in that transition?
Yeah, so I was, getting ready to graduate. Of course, when you're getting ready to graduate, you got to look for jobs.
Yeah,
and my goal was trying to stay close to home because I've never lived on my own. I've always been with my family. So this is my first time living without my family. So it was a little hard at first. So my goal is find something close to home and eventually maybe get myself back there. So I actually started off in Southern California in Palm Springs.
Oh, okay.
So I actually was there. I don't really talk about it too much because it was just a short time. I found a job there. It just didn't work out. But this was honestly my first choice.
Oh,
but Palm
okay.
Springs reached out to me first and offered me an opportunity, and I took it. But it just wasn't the job and the thing that I wanted to do, and it just was really tough over there. I loved it. It was a good experience. It kind of got me ready here because I had a chief meteorologist over there, and she was great and really taught me a lot. And we're sister stations.
Yeah.
So bouncing from there to here was great. So when I realized it wasn't for me, I was able to come here, and it worked out great. And now 4 years and still here.
So how'd you end up here? You saw a job opening, and you said there were sister stations, something happened? Or?
I just reached out to my boss and saw
Ernesto?
if any openings
Ernesto?
were available, because I know after I accepted with Palm Springs, they reached out to me for a job, and I was like, I already accepted, and so I thought I would shoot my shot and see if there was any openings, and sure enough, it all worked out, and now I'm here.
So you're in Yuma, a little bit closer to home, and you're doing it. You're finding out you got to lug a camera around still. You're everything that you learned,
at least to start.
Yes.
But when you get to Yuma, what do you think about the people and being here? What was your first impression?
I honestly thought everyone was so nice. Even my parents, we came here for just the day, just to kind of scope things out before I took the job, because I kind of like to know where I'm living. I like to know what stores are here, like Target and Ulta. Those are a must. So I had to see what was here, and we spent the day here and we liked it, and I honestly thought everyone was super friendly. And comparing to being in a bigger city, me and my parents were like, wow, people are so nice here.
Yeah.
So I just grew to love it and the people.
Right.
Everyone's family here. So this is my home.
So it's the people that gave you a recognition recently. Give a shout out to what you were recently received as an award.
Oh, yeah. I got Yuma's Best TV Personality.
Yeah, what?
So I was super excited. I mean, I couldn't do it without the viewers. They're the ones who voted.
Yeah.
So I'm very grateful and honored that they did that. So thank you guys to all my viewers who are super loving and supportive. I couldn't do anything without you. You guys make my job easier every day. And it's all for them. I love the viewers here. They're
Absolutely,
amazing.
yeah. And it's good to get that recognition for something you worked so hard at, right?
Yeah. Hey, you got yours too.
Yeah, so
and we were sitting at the same
we're
table.
at the same table.
A fun table.
Yeah, and it was a great table, and they do it. I don't even know how they do it. They just gave me a number, okay, find that table.
Yeah,
right?
same. I know we just found the table, and there was a lot of food. It was a good time.
Yeah, it was a good time. And so, getting that recognition, I do love Yuma's Best, and it's the people that vote. That's what it is. And, we have great listeners here. For the station got an award here, or the show, as well as a personality. And then same thing with you, though, right? KYMA got an award, too, right?
Yeah.
You got to go up there and get that, is correct?
Yeah, and then also our sales department. So we got 3, and it was really great. So I was glad to be there and a part of that. It was a really good experience, too, really cool.
Yeah, so then you get here, and you're doing mornings immediately?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not a morning person. I'm a night owl.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what?
I like to party. That's what. No. Okay. All right. We'll skip that part. But no, you're a night owl, but you're here. That's the position that's open is the mornings.
Yeah, I was just lucky and fortunate that I got to do pretty much full-time weather Monday through Friday in the morning. And, mornings, they're fun. They're happy. And I'm happy and peppy. So I made it work.
You made it work.
Yeah.
What time are you getting up to make it work?
Oh, some days it was like 2, 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
I take forever to get ready.
Oh, so you got to have like that runway, that prep time to get ready.
So get ready and get to work and take care of everything. But mornings, I will say, like, even though I'm a night owl, I'm very lucky that I could adjust to, like, if I don't get any sleep, I still function.
Yeah.
I'm just somebody, I can function with whatever amount of sleep.
Because once the camera's on, you got to be ready. You got to be like camera ready and like
ready.
Put that on.
Absolutely, right?
Red Bulls keep me going. I'm a Red Bull girly. I'm not a coffee person, but I do get those Red Bulls when I can. So that keeps me going.
It gives you wings, I hear.
So
it does.
So then did you start to enjoy getting up in the morning then, or?
It was exhausting, but I kind of liked it because, like, especially on the weekends, like a Friday, you finished all of your to-dos and you got to start your weekend. So it's like we kind of had, the best of both worlds with kind of just getting up early. That kind of wasn't the best, but then you got to leave really early in the day. So that was really fun.
Yeah. So one of my first jobs was at McDonald's, and I love doing the morning shift. I'll be done by noon. And it's like I get done by noon. I go take a nap, and then I'm up at 1:30, and like I got the whole day. It feels like it's like that to me that was winning back when I was at McDonald's at 18 years old. But and you were doing a little bit of reporting at that time as well. Or?
Yeah, so I would do the weather, and then I'd go out and report and do like a story, and then put it together, then went to bed.
Yeah,
I always try to get to bed at like 6:30. I tried.
Yeah, that's a mission to try to do that sometimes as well. But weather in Yuma. What's it like doing the weather in Yuma?
Hot.
And
always hot.
And what the heck just happened last week?
I know. I'm just the messenger, so please don't come for me.
You don't
people.
control the weather.
Yeah, I know.
I wish you did, though. I really did. I was like, hey, can you turn that down a couple notches?
Dial it down like 10 degrees to 20 degrees.
I like the 80s, and honestly, I don't think the 90s are that bad. Like low 90s.
Yeah, right.
I'm always super cold, so I feel like 80s.
You're cold? Oh, 80s?
Yeah, I feel like 80s are good.
Yeah, well.
I mean, some people might fight me with that and say, like,
70,
no, that's too hot.
74 is good, but go ahead. But no, what's it like in Yuma being a forecaster?
I actually love it. Born and raised here, I am not a fan of the cold, so I don't see myself ever being somewhere where it's freezing, tracking blizzards and snow. But being here, it is a little challenging because it's kind of repetitive each day and, trying to be creative.
You have to be creative, right? Like you have to put your personality into it.
Yeah,
you
just try to, find other ways to say it's hot.
It's hot.
It's hot. It's hot. Especially in the summer. But last week was interesting. I was actually on vacation, so I was kind of bummed I missed all those record temperatures. But we're doing it again this week, so something to talk about. Records.
Yeah.
More records. And is there, real quick, is there like an explanation that you know of, like why it was so hot?
I think it's because we didn't have really a winter, so we're already pretty warm. Everything's warm, so now we're just heating up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've had some reporters and anchors on from KYMA recently, and, we know this is a starter market, and they usually do like a 2-year contract. Danielle's contract just ended. She's moving on to another market.
I miss her. Shout out to her.
But so I think I know the answer to this, but tell us again why you have stayed in Yuma, beyond, your initial contract, and you've stayed on for some time.
Yeah, I remember the first time my contract was up, I honestly just wanted to stay. I wasn't ready to leave. The 2 years wasn't enough for me. And I was like, you know what? I still have things I want to do. I really like it here. I'm comfortable. So I just honestly resigned and didn't even look. I was just like, I don't care to look. I want to just stay and just loved it. And now, a couple of times already, then I started to look. It was a little challenging looking and finding the right thing because now that I have already have so much experience, and then I'm like, I want something still full-time weather. So it's a little hard getting in those bigger markets and finding like straight weather, but you're going to have reporting mixed back in. But I just, decided to stay here and just wait for the right opportunity. And then the next round, I met my lovely boyfriend.
Yeah.
So then
you fell in love.
Yes, and so I'm super happy. Yeah, and then I'm like, I want to stay here, and so I'm like, I have everything, the best of both worlds. I have my boyfriend, and I'm doing my fun job. Like this is honestly the dream job, being full-time weather, and I'm in a great community. So I also decided, why leave?
That really is what matters at the end of the day. As long as you're happy, you don't have to go somewhere else. Happiness starts inside.
Yeah, so I've just been really happy here, and I want to stay.
Yeah, and it's definitely rare. Like
it is rare because so many people just leave, and we've had a lot of people
Yeah,
leave.
I've lost a lot of friends because they go out. Like
Good
shout out to
talent.
John Archuleta, my buddy over there in Vegas, and Rob Fram. There's been a number of people stayed here for a while and then they move on. But hopefully you'll be here with us for a while.
Yeah, so we'll see. But I mean, that's the goal. I really do love it here. Like honestly, like it's just been a really good time. The people just make it. I just feel at home, and I never thought I would say that because home was always back in Glendale with my family. And of course, I miss them all the time, but
So let people know how they can follow you, follow your journey.
Yep.
Yeah, you can go on my Facebook page, Melissa Zaremba News 11, or you can go to Melissa Zaremba on Instagram. So find me there.
Find her, and okay, last thing, goal, you said. You want Ernesto's job?
No, I love being weather. I love my weather job.
All right.
I'm saying weather.
All right, cool. You're safe, Ernesto. You're safe. And with that, thank you so much for being with us. Hey, we got the giveaway coming up. We're pretty excited for, but it's time for the legal read. What's Up Yuma Radio is a production of KAWC, Colorado River Public Media. We broadcast from the studios in the Matador Activity Center at Arizona Western College in Yuma. Want to thank our engineer, Talon Gonzalez, along with Anthony Ornelas, Juan Garcia, and Dave Reek.
You can find out more about KOFA at borderradioaz.org and on the KOFA app. Stay tuned for KOFA's Midday Music.
And on tomorrow's program, we have Ian. He will be on the show.
Ian McGahee with the Yuma County.
And then I have a note that says, hold for possible victor.
Yeah, we might have
figure
a
it out.
surprise guest.
We'll see. All right.
All right, and you can listen to the podcast version of our program and check out past episodes anytime at kawc.org/podcast/What's Up Yuma Radio.
All right, we'll go see if anybody's over at the Starbucks right now. You guys have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Check it out.
What's Up Yuma is sponsored by High Tanks Brewing Company, serving up scratch-made food, craft beers, and experiences at 2 desert locations in Welton. More at hightanks.com.
Thanks for listening to KOFA Yuma, whether it is on the radio at 94.7 FM or 1320 AM, or on your smartphone with the KOFA app, or on your computer at